2.
What's going on, you guys? It is Tuesday, and we're going to get back into using a barbell today. So, if you have one, be ready for that. If you don't, you can still use dumbbell or kettlebell for this workout and be just fine. And we'll talk about the differences there. So, let's take a quick look at what we're getting into. So today we have 3 separate AMRAPs. Again, AMRAP as many rounds and reps as possible. So we're going to start off with a 6-minute AMRAP. It's going to be 12 alternating dumbbell snatches. Prescribed weight is going to be 50 pounds for guys, 35 pounds for gals, 30 double unders. Obviously, you're just going to go back and forth between those two for 6 minutes. You will then rest only a minute, and you're going to go into a 5-minute AMRAP of 10 power snatches. So we go from that dumbbell to a barbell, ideally, if you have it. 95-65 on that power snatch, 30 double unders again. When you're done with that, 60-second rest. And then we go into a 4-minute AMRAP. This time it is a squat snatch. Same weight as the other barbell we were using, 95-65, and 30 double unders. So 8 squat snatch, 30 double unders, 4 minutes. Our score today is going to be total rounds and reps of all 3 of those AMRAPs combined. So again, we're looking at dumbbells and barbells. For those that have barbells, great. If you don't, we'll continue to use that dumbbell implement or that kettlebell implement. Ideally, I think a dumbbell is going to be a little easier on this workout than it would be to use a kettlebell for everything, but we're going to talk about that here in a second. So let's start off with that alternating dumbbell snatch. Now, we have done dumbbell snatches quite a bit during quarantine, so I'm just going to quickly go back over the standards. The dumbbell, both heads start on the ground. It's going to be an up and finish all the way with that dumbbell overhead, and I'm standing up nice and tall. Now, my transition, I can either come down and switch hands, or I can switch on the way down and go into my next snatch that way. So I want you to think, if you're switching on the way down, wait till that dumbbell gets to eye level or below before you change your hands. The intention of this is it should be short sets, 12 alternating dumbbell snatches will not take very long. It's only 6 each side, and then straight into your double unders. Hence why we have that short time domain for the AMRAP. So we go from there to our double unders. I'll talk about double unders once. Again, we've covered this a lot, and I feel like a broken record saying the same thing over and over again. Doesn't mean it's not important. When I'm doing double unders, jumping nice and tall, chest is nice and tall. I'm rebounding off my toes. I am not donkey kicking. I'm not piking. If I have that habit and I know that as an athlete, trying to address those things will make your double unders more efficient. So, elbows are tucked in, shoulders are relaxed, and I'm trying to get that rotation from my wrist on the dubs. It's only 30 every set, but you'll find that you get back to that jump rope pretty quick. And because of that, breathing is going to be a very big challenge in this workout. So, back and forth from alternating dumbbell snatch, double unders. We then rest 1 minute and go into 10 power snatches, 30 double unders. So still a snatch, but this time with a barbell. Now if I don't have a bar, I can use the dumbbell and still do alternating. It's going to be less reps. Yes, it's going to feel very similar to the first AMRAP, but that's okay from a stimulus point of view. So alternating a little bit less reps and back to that rope a little faster if I don't have a bar, but if I have a bar, it is a power snatch. So as long as I'm not hitting below depth on my squat, I'm good. And it's a light enough weight that while it's been a longer time since we've used a barbell and that weight may not feel as light as it used to be, that's okay. One of the intentions of the programming over these next few weeks is to start to get us back into using a little more load for those of us that are able. So when we get back to the gym, not everything feels as heavy. It's still going to. We're still going to have to build some stuff back up depending on how we've been able to train during quarantine. But you know what? That's okay. We're in this together. We're all going to get better together. So with that power snatch, really want you to focus on jump. So big open of the hips and punch. Get those arms up overhead and lock out your elbows. None of the like pressing out at the top of your snatch. We want to try to avoid that. This should be an explosive movement, really snappy. Both the up and getting under should happen really fast. So that power snatch, up and under, and then up to the top. If I want to, you can do these as singles, but you're obviously with only a 5-minute time domain for that working period. It's gonna take a lot longer to do singles. I'd encourage you, try to think about cycling that barbell, have a little bit bigger sets, a little bit bigger number of reps before you rest on your snatches. If it gets to singles, that's okay. It's an AMRAP, just do what you can, right? So when we're done with that, we rest a minute and then we come back in and we're changing it. Again, less reps on the snatches, same weight, but this time it's a squat snatch. So I really want you to focus on making sure you hit depth on your squat. So big jump, still punching up, but this time we're trying to catch it in the bottom of the squat. So less reps, yes, it's more demanding. Yes, it's more energy every single rep, and it will be harder when we're towards the end of the workout. We're already tired. That 60-second rest in between is not a lot, but keep moving, keep breathing, stick with it. This will really boil down to more than likely consistency on your double unders. So if you're an athlete that you have some double unders, but you can't string a bunch together, consider bumping that number down to 20, maybe 15, maybe even 10 if, I only get 2 or 3 at a time. So what I look at when we're programming something like this, 30 double unders is really only gonna be maybe 20 to 30 seconds worth of work, probably less for people very proficient. So with that, we want to try to keep that stimulus the same across the board for all of us. If you are doing singles, keep it at 30. 1-to-1 ratio. You're not getting punished for not having double unders today. So 1-to-1 ratio for your jumps, and that way you're getting back and you're going to spend about the same amount of time doing 30 singles as somebody doing 30 double unders. So again, that's what we're getting into, our score. Again, total rounds and reps of everything combined. So you can write down maybe your rounds and reps of each and then just add them up. I know that the rep scheme changes. So let's say I get, that would be way too few. Let's say I get 5 plus, let's go 27 here. And then I go down, and in this one, I get 4 plus 25. Yes, this number added together will be weird because you're like, well, I should technically, this many reps is another round. That's okay, just have this number separate. So if I have 3 different numbers at the end, I want you to add up your total rounds. So 5, 8, that's gonna be 12. Plus, I'm gonna just add this together and have that as my extra reps. I know that that's a little bit confusing in terms of the general like workout stuff, but just for posterity's sake, let's do it that way. That way everyone's score is congruent. We've all scored it and added them up the same way. But yeah, you would add these 3 together as one number on your final score. And that should do it for today. So this one is going to be work hard and fast. Try to gather yourself, collect yourself with a very short rest period and get right back to it. Pacing is going to be important. So don't go out like a bat out of hell and then wonder why 3 minutes into your first 6-minute AMRAP you've completely blown up and now you've got to just try to maintain throughout the rest of the workout. But it should be good. Lots of snatches, lots of jumping, guys. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, excited to see how you do. Let's get after it.